Hey guys, I'm Kirsten and you're watching Kirsten and Megan's SmackDown vs Raw. No, I'm only kidding. You're watching Kirsten and Megan's Back to Reality. Welcome lovely people. So this is just going to be a really short video for you guys today. Nothing was working for me this week, like at all. I can't tell you how stressful and really annoying this week has been in terms of technology for me. I get that it's the future and I get that we need laptops and cameras and all that jazz, and I'm grateful for them considering with the pandemic and everything, you know, where would we be if we didn't have all these things. But my god, I am such a technophobe and I hate them. I hate technology. Anyway, this is why I model make and read books, because then I don't have to depend on stupid fucking technical things. Okay, moving on from there. So I'm actually just going to talk you through what I did and then show you the small footage that I managed to get from it. I started this week with designing the doorway. I actually decided not to film it, purely because you've seen my creative process, you've seen how I take reference photos and then start to design my own concepts. You can't have everything, I'm sorry, you just can't. After I designed the doorway, I decided to then combine all the concepts that I've done and start drawing up the final render. So I'll let you guys see that just now. So now what you've just seen is the drawing that was already drawn up. I did video me drawing that on the drawing board with the 2-point perspective and using the rulers, because usually I just sketch it out. Because it's the final render, I wanted it to be really clean and really kind of like, you know, precise. And my hair was down that day and got in the way of the camera, so you couldn't see anything but my hair. Isn't that wonderful? So this is the final render. I will give you guys a photograph of it so you can see the details kind of in a larger screen. I'll just talk you through kind of what we've got here. So it is 2-point perspective, and we've got our horizon line here. It's all done with ruler, it's all done on this drawing board. Let's go into the details. So you've got the shape, which we've already done. You've got all that. We've got the detailing of the stonework, so it's that very kind of like mismatched stone, where it's kind of like grab whatever stone you can find and put it together. We need a roof over our heads tonight. The overlapping archways at the side. We've got the front archway for the door. We've got the dilapidated doorway. You can see all the kind of, I don't know if you can see that from here, but you'll see it in the larger image. Detailing and the notches and where all the gaps and stuff are from weathering. You can see that the stone looks quite weathered as well. The roof is all kind of dilapidated. The roof is also quite caved in and it just looks kind of really weathered. There will be sort of moss and greenery on the roof, but I didn't want to add that in at the moment because I wanted you guys to see just how kind of caved in and lumpy it was due to how old it is. You've got the window shutters, which they mention in the book. It has the gaps in it, so you can, when they're shut over, you can still see the butter light shining through. You've got the window design that we talked about in the last video. I've actually taken a wee notch out of the overall frame just to kind of give it that really kind of oldish, you know, this really shouldn't be a lived-in accommodation, but here we are. And I've added a chimney just because Farah mentions a hearth a hearth. I think it's a hearth, a fireplace anyway, just so the smoke can escape, and I think that was a nice little touch at the end. And then obviously this blue bit is just a kind of highlight to bring it off the page. So that's the final render. As I say, I will get a larger image of that put up for you, and I'll put it on Instagram as well, so you guys can, you know, probably look at it if you'd like. After watching Megan's video last week, I got very envious of the fact that she was making models. Megan makes models Instagram account. So I decided that with the little money I kind of have saved and put aside, I would buy some materials and make a model. So I'll be making the cottage for you, which I'm really excited about. I was working on AutoCAD. I did want to do like a screen grab of me working on it, but it wouldn't let me. Again, nothing was working this week. So I'll just show you that video just now. What you've just seen there is basically the beginning of me building the construction lines and the outlines for the cottage. My camera died, again nothing was working, so I only got that one bit of footage for you, unfortunately, but I did print off the final thing. I decided to make it 1:30 scale because you can get a lot of kind of model making features that you can just buy outright rather than having to make it yourself, and that means it'll be to scale. So 1:30 seemed like a really good idea. The scale mostly came from the measurement of a cottage door that I managed to find online. That helped kind of build up how small or big the rest of the build was going to be. And what you can see here is the front elevation, and this will be actual size. This is how big it will be when it's a model. I wanted to make sure it was within the sort of constraints of A4. I think 1:30 is a very decent scale to work with, and I think that's a really good size to kind of build on. If you were looking at the cottage straight ahead, if you were like walking towards the doorway, that's what you would see. This is the right hand elevation. If you were walking towards the door and then you decided to go round the side here, that's the side that you would see. So we've got the window, which is where the bedroom would be. You can see the chimney coming up. You can see the kind of hidden detail for where the door would be. And then we've got the plan. So the plan is, if you were looking at the building from above, that's what you would see. There's your chimney here. There's that window that's on the right hand side. Your doorway is here, the doorway archway. The window that's on the front is here. As I say, they're to scale on the paper, so they are actual size of model. So I'll be able to just kind of use a compass and measure out and take like actual measurements so that I can start to build that like basically as accurately as possible. Last week when I was taking time off, I managed to read through the whole of A Court of Mist and Fury and the whole of The Court of Wings and Ruin. Court of Wings and Ruin is now my favourite because it made me feel all the feels, and I forgot just how epic I love it. I love it so much. I was crying and everything. I'm on to A Court of Frost and Starlight, which is a really small book. It's kind of a novella more than anything, just to let us know where Feyre is after everything happened. I love it. I remember loving it, and it's just a very feel good kind of, oh, I'm so glad that everything is the way it is. And I don't have to say it anymore. I don't have to say it. I don't have to say it. The new book is out on the 16th of February 2021 because it's here and it's beautiful and I love it. It's a big boy, like really big book, and I cannot wait to get it started. So hopefully that'll kind of be my chill out week next week when I don't have a ton of things to do, although I really do want to start the model, so I'll probably get onto that. And that is basically everything that I have for you guys this week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!